What's up, Metal Summoners? We're right back at you guys. Thank you so much to Blake and to Awaken the Giant for hanging out and rocking out for us in our first hour. We got a lot to talk about right now when it comes to next week's show. It's what this episode was all based around. So we are super duper stoked to have everybody on it. Anybody who's unfamiliar or hasn't seen the socials in York, PA, at Tourist Inn, we are going to be having Silver Tongue with TMS alumni Speed right there. We are going to be having Illusions of Grandeur with TMS alumni CM and Maggie right there. And now, officially TMS alumni, we've got Chuck with Hate Grenade joining us as well. Thank you guys so much, and welcome to the Metal Summit.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
Thank you guys, man.
Excellent to be here.
Always a pleasure. So we're super duper stoked to have everybody on. And Speed, why don't we start everything off with you? What do you have? What's going on right now in the Silver Tongue camp leading up to next week's show?
Nothing at all. No, I'm just kidding. There's a ton of stuff going on. There's a ton of stuff. I mean, between writing new music and planning some touring for next year, which is going to be a big thing. I think we're going to make a huge milestone for next year. So I think doing this show at home, because this may be like one of the last few shows we get an opportunity to do at home, because 2024 doesn't look like anything at home right now. And I'm talking about 2 or 3 months. So who knows when we're going to get a chance to come back. So I'm super excited to do this show. Not just because it's the last show of 2023 and our 2023 has been pretty amazing. It's also the fact that we get a chance to play with our good friends from Hate Grenade again. And it's been such a long time since we've had an opportunity to share the stage together. So I'm totally excited for that. Those guys bring a high-end energy shows. Same thing with Silver Tongue. And then I'm also super excited for Illusions of Grandeur, because this is our first time actually sharing the stage together, and it won't be the last, because the great thing is all these guys are like super talented, but everybody brings a great show, and that is what's going to separate this show from any show that's going on the 30th. Nothing else matters. Just show up at the Tourist Inn, because that's the place to be. And if you're not there, well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. But it's also interesting, Speed, because I mean, you, like everybody else on the screen right now, have always built yourself and your character around being very, very transparent and letting people know about everything that is going on with situations. And it has seemed, at least from what I feel that I've noticed on the various socials, that you've definitely been trying to really push that, that the Tongue Nation out across the country and into new territories, as opposed to potentially oversaturating your home market in recent years.
Yep, you are 100% correct. We love being at home, but we're finding out that home is also in many other places. So that's always a good thing. And we're no strangers to touring, but we hit more ground in the last 2 years than the band has ever have in the last 50 years we've been together. So, hey, 55 years, I'm sorry. We're doing great on that end, but it's like, it's still good to come home. It really, really is. But there's a lot going on inside the camp. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I would love to talk about, but I can't just yet.
Sure.
I swore silence to it for now.
Yeah. 55 years, though, man. You're taking really good care of your skin.
5 years.
The whole regimen.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome, brother, for sure. Definitely.
It's the whole vegan thing,
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. For sure. Chuck, let's kick it over to you, brother. Why don't you talk a little bit about what's going on in the Hate Grenade camp right now and how 2023 treated you?
Oh, well, wow, man. 2023 was a blessing. We got to release iSociety this year. We were really happy with how that came out. It was our first album together really as a band. Up to that point, it had been Mikey, Jeff, and I working pretty much, and then, having our bass player play. But this time, we got our OG bass player, Donnie, involved. So it was our first real band offering, and I feel like we nailed it, and everybody really enjoyed the songs. So we were really happy on that front. We just finished up our first major tour with Head PE. I don't know how, I'm sure plenty are familiar with those dudes. They're rocking out right now with a new Detox album, so check that out if you can. But those guys were super nice to us. What's up, Darlene? How you doing? Those dudes were super nice to us while we were out on the road, so it was a really great experience. We got to learn a lot from them, and we were very well received in the states we visited. We went out to Idaho Falls and back, so that was our first time past the Mississippi River. We'd always kind of done the East Coast, so it was new ground broken for the hate grenades. So that was a fun time. Just a really great experience out on the road with the guys. Memories I know that we'll share forever. Next, we got this Friday. We're up in Syracuse, New York, to jam the Jug on Teal. That's going to be a great show with Promises Unsaid and Cleanse the Members. We're really excited about that one. We had the opportunity to jam with Promises Unsaid once up at the Cave in Binghamton, New York, and that was a really good experience. So excited to jam, and I'm always excited to see bands I haven't seen before. So really pumped to see Cleanse the Members. And then obviously 2023, what better way to put a stamp on it than the show that we're going to hit with you guys in Halem. Really excited about that. So thanks for the invite. And yeah, the guys are pumped. We're just really pumped about it. So thanks for having us. But that was 2023 in a nutshell. 2024. We've had mixed conversations. So like one of them is like, let's lock ourselves in a cabin for a weekend and just crank out some tunes. And so that's always exciting. Another is the Head PE tour went really well. So we're hoping maybe some other opportunities will, maybe come out of that. So we're trying to leave ourselves, open for said opportunities. So yeah, that's, what they say, like, let the chips fall where they may. We're just kind of riding the wave. So just really stoked.
Absolutely, brother, for sure. And how so far have you found the reception to iSociety been?
We've been really blessed, man. Like, when you put something out into the wild, you never quite know how it's going to be received, and you're always really nervous about it. And we did a lot of little direction changes in iSociety versus other albums. We're still like heavy breakdowns, but we tried some different techniques and melodies. And I'd really say Jeff worked really hard he does a lot of our mixing and mastering and recording process. So he worked really hard to get good at that. And then all of us as individual musicians worked really hard to get better at our recording process. Like COVID-19 really forced our hand to get good at the digital side of things, so that and that kind of showed itself in iSociety. But the songs we've been playing live, like I said, we went out. We played the East Coast. We've been doing it for like 10 years now, and we've done the East Coast for a while. And everybody tells you like, "Oh, your band's great. You're great." But when you get a chance to go out and play for strangers who've never seen you before, it's like, wow. And we played a lot of those songs. And it was very well received. I was very pumped. Like it was almost a very affirming process for us, to go out there. It was a lot of, I don't know how many other musicians have self-doubt, but we wrestle with it sometimes. So to go out and get a nod of approval from, your peers saying like, you guys are kicking butt, keep at it is very meaningful. So, been very blessed.
No, absolutely, man, for sure. I was actually telling the guys and Maggie right before you joined us on the feed that I was looking forward to the show also, because when the hosting duties got pitched to me and Angel, I've known IOG and Silvertongue for a long time, but I was unfamiliar with your band up until the research that I've been doing more recently. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you guys live for sure.
Pumped, man. We were super stoked to put a stamp on 2023. You have no idea.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And then we'll kick it up to our friends at Illusions of Grandeur. You guys are coming at us from 2 different locations tonight, but talk a little bit about how everything was going for you guys with 2023. I mean, I saw you personally a couple of different places like Mechanicsburg, as well as the Crown in Baltimore and stuff like that, but you also debuted some new visual look for the band for your live show and stuff like that. So talk a little bit about IOG in 2023.
What can I say? 2023. So I don't get crazy.
Your sound. anybody else having crazy sound, or is it just me?
Yeah, there's some crackling going on. I know.
Okay. Well, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear a little bit of that too. So we'll get that figured out for sure.
Yeah, 2023.
Like, I think-
Oh,
So 2023 was a wild ride for us. We got to go back to Europe, which was absolutely amazing. It's our third time in Europe, so we've got to play some bigger venues. So I really enjoyed that. We got to meet some really cool bands out there. Found a band over there, so everybody should check them out. They're amazing. That was a fantastic time. We did a lot of touring actually in the U.S. as well, which is kind of new for us because we've been to Europe a bunch of times, but we haven't really had an opportunity to tour the U.S. so much. So we kind of got into that. We went all the way down south to Florida. We came back up through, oh God, Sam, where we were, like Georgia, Illinois, Mississippi. What else did we hit?
I think we
I can't remember.
in Ohio,
Down,
but
down
next
south. We went all the way down south in Ohio. Yeah, we were in Ohio earlier in the year, though, right?
yeah, no, yeah.
So that's kind of a new thing. We were all kind of excited for that,
and we've been recording, like traveling and recording our next album, The Siren Rises, Part 1. And that's been pretty cool because we've been traveling to different studios. We were in LA recording and then doing a little in New Orleans and then just kind of going around San Francisco, which I don't know if Siren, you remember any of that? It was kind of crazy. But yeah, no, it's been like a hell of a year. And we get to go back to Europe, which is great. And just like toured some great bands that she was mentioning, Silver Hex. Go check out Silver Hex. Go check out Until 9. These great UK bands. I mean, we just had such a good time. And we get to see a lot of our friends and fans that we hung out with over the past couple of years. And 2024 is just going to be 2024 is going to be a little different. It's the first year, besides for COVID, that we're not going back to Europe. We're going to be focusing only on the States, and we got some festivals we're going to announce, and we're going to do, like, I think 4 legs in the United States and then 1 in Canada, which is going to be pretty cool. So we're waiting for that, all that to be approved and stamped, and all the details to come in for that. And then also, The Siren Rises Part 1 is going to come out. So, and we're going to be debuting, I think, another single from that early in next year. We did put out a single last June called Midnight, which is like the first single. And you should check that video out. But yeah, no, it's been 2023 has been crazy, and 2024 is about to get even more insane. I can't think of a better way to like end it off than kind of in our hometown as well of York, Pennsylvania, just outside at Hellam, and at a great venue. Tourist Inn is like old school venue, killer sound, killer lights, killer crowd. I mean, if you're talking about just going out to some place that just has great food, drinks, and like a great place to hang out and see a show, Tourist Inn, you can't beat it.
Absolutely, man, for sure. And the one thing too that I wanted you to talk also a little bit about real quick too is the upgrade on the look. Like my relationship with Speed, for example, goes back many years now, and he'll attest that I've seen definitely a lot of different looks and styles visually on the stage over the course of Silvertongue's career. And same thing with you guys. Is you guys debuted your look, right, the new kind of update not long either before or at the Mechanicsburg show that I saw you guys at. So talk a little bit about it. And Chuck, I'm sure that you as well can attest to having a fresh look in the bands over time and staying up with that. But Siren and Archangel, why don't you guys talk a little bit about what your thought process was to upgrade a little bit and bring a little new style change?
Well, I personally think you kind of just hit it right on the head. I mean, we've been doing the same costumes and stuff for a while, and as the story evolves and as the Siren evolves and like where she's going on her journey, she's sort of like embracing
the dark side of herself a little bit right now. So it was time to just like mix it up and just sort of go full force. I mean, and there's like a personal element to it that like I work really fucking hard on my body like every day, you know. And I'm also trying to rep the shit out of Killstar right now. I've got like a little bit of a connection with them. Killstar, what's up? So, you know, just like freshen it up a little bit, kind of give people something new to look at, if you will, like just like shock and awe a little bit. And it does go like right in hand with the siren and like what she's going through right now in the story, and that's she's just like embracing the dark side right now. So
Yeah,
for me,
we always match the album. Like on the first album, it was, you know, the armor and the warriors and all that stuff. And then as we moved into the second album, which was the album we just finished touring on, the Siren, it was a more of a slim down look and just like stripped down that matches the album. And now this album, there's been some changes. We have some different members and we're looking a little different, a little bit meaner, a little bit more stripped down live and just hitting it. The show has just evolved and evolved and evolved. We're super proud of that. We work really hard on it because, you know what, if you're not, you know, we want to give an audience 110% every time we hit the stage, leave a pint on the stage, man. So, yeah, we're always improving the lights, the look, the music, and how we're working on it. And we just got a great opportunity to opportunity comes in strange ways. Our drummer and our guitar player had to depart after the European tour, so had some changes in the band, and it's definitely a more fine-tuned and high-octane Illusions of Grandeur happening right now.
Nice, man. Also awesome. Like right on for sure. And it's always good for a little change, a little fresh take on things, and definitely just kind of you know, also to change it up for the fans, you know, a little something new for them to look forward to, and you know, just different style with all that kind of stuff. So there's definitely always like great, you know, opportunities behind freshening things up for sure. Angel, let's kick it over to you for a little bit, my guy.
I can't stop laughing because of Bobby.
The assless chaps thing.
hell yeah.
How you doing?
Only Rob Halford could pull that off.
And David
Got
Lee
it.
Roth.
David Lee Roth, yeah.
Yeah, maybe not.
Rob Halford, yeah.
You got to stay cool up there, man. You got to get
David
some
Lee Roth is about the spandex.
Yeah,
A lot of heat being generated.
exactly.
We got to air it out.
I
Professional.
was like, who told Bobby that I'm wearing leather pants to the show? There's only one person that knew that.
He just said he can't because he's old.
But hey,
Bobby
he did a
will
good
always
job.
go out of his way to not be outdone by anybody.
But he did a good job on Total Eclipse of the Heart with Doro.
There you go. Leather pants and chaps all have their own challenges.
Yes, they do.
I don't know if I would last in leather pants. I think I'd probably pass out.
Right?
Leather pants.
Thanks a lot. I gotta bring the damn jeans in case.
Miles, our drummer, he's an amazing drummer. But this is like his first foray into theatrical, like metal, and it was awesome because we were like getting costumes together and stuff. We were like, hey, would you try this? Why don't you try that? And he's awesome because he's so down to earth. He's like, dude, my buddy gave me leather pants. I just was like, I love you, dude, but you're a drummer and leather pants with all the lights and all that heat. I mean, if God love you if you want to do it, but man, holy cow.
Our drummer wears a fur coat, so I think your drummer and our drummer will get along famously.
Fur coat?
Easy.
Oh yeah, he's got this like whole. You'll see it. It's ridiculous, but he loves it. And you know, in our band, we don't have costumes or anything. We just kind of wear whatever you feel like wearing or comfortable playing in. Yeah, he does the fur coat. So you guys, our drummers should get together and shoot the breeze.
Had armor and shit, and mine it was like, it's like it's like a plastic foam. Like if you heat it up, it gets hard. The type of material it is, and I just like everything was sweating. Like my elbows were sweating. I had like a rash underneath my arm. I was like, I can't wear this, you guys. Like, and now with what I wear, I still sweat. So I can't imagine wearing a fur coat behind the kit. That's no.
My favorite siren in our armor story was we were at 2300 Arena. It was a great night playing with Tantrum. Awesome, packed house. And in the middle of the show, during a guitar solo, she looks at me and goes, I'm going to pass out. Because the lights were so hot that the armor was adhering to you.
Well, there was like a vent right above my head blowing heat. So like you're fucking playing and like heat's blowing into my mouth as I'm trying to sing. I'm like, I turned around, like I'm gonna pat my guitar player looked at me and goes, "You're not okay." I was like, "No, I'm gonna fall over. Like literally, I'm just gonna pass out."
I'd never seen armor and the costuming get thrown off and away so fast.
I don't even know. I mean, I have it somewhere, but like I just took it and threw it. Like yep.
Yeah,
that is so true. I put as many holes in my pants as I can.
Right? That's what I'm saying, man.
And especially the tourist inn, because now in the tourist inn they have a heater. They have a heater that sits like right behind you, and hopefully that damn thing's not on because they have old lights.
Yeah,
and these lights are like 120 degrees each. So it's like, no, I'm either wearing holy jeans or I'm wearing a thong. One of the two is going to happen. I don't know what happens.
Nice. And that changes on whatever the given night is. Nice, dude. That's awesome. What's up, Bobby? How you doing, buddy?
I want to see the thong.
Of course you do.
You got to buy the booty shorts, Bobby.
Yeah, Joe. Those are actually. I had a good conversation the other day on merch stuff. That's going to be coming to the merch store soon.
Hell yeah!
Finally,
Thongs?
Not thongs, but booty shorts, like boy shorts.
Let me know where you're getting them, bro, because the guys that we deal with can't find them.
You don't have booty shorts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. That was but I don't know if we have length in this episode, but you really want to get into some comedy fun stuff, we can get Speed talking about booty shorts and leggings.
One thing
important.
bands never sold: cock rings. I've never seen a band sell a cock ring.
I would buy it.
Where you
probably a good reason.
Talk about heavy metal.
Yeah, but isn't that just another name for a record label or like a record executive?
How do you buy them? Do you buy a unisex version? I mean, how do you keep the sizes in? Like your inventory would be insane.
Okay, first buying the
How much?
Depending on your audience, you can go like the small to like.
Oh my God, we have derailed.
Well, just think about it. Look, if you could put it on your finger, you could use it as a slide.
Oh my God,
it's more like a bow.
Exactly. I was going to say that's exactly what we need. Are just like, I can't find my capo. Just chuck me that shit off the merch booth.
Why is it?
Why are there man goo all over this?
Oh God! All right, we'll save that for the midnight episode of the Metal Summit.
Look, I'm getting ready to go on a Disney cruise, so
And
I am your princess. Remember that.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely always our empress. But Angel, let me kick it back to you, buddy.
You guys always do this to me.
That we do.
You follow that.
Damn it, Bobby.
Follow the cock ring. Go ahead.
Follow the bouncing cock ring. Think about that. Remember the cartoons that had like the bouncing ball?
It was heady to begin with.
I don't know, dude. Even Megan's on the side here, going like, "What the fuck's going on?"
She's like, "What kind of show is this?"
Songs.
Yeah. Exactly.
The title for the episode.
Right. All right, go ahead, Angel. We need to get some semblance of order back in here. So,
Will you guys be selling merch at the show
Oh yeah.
next Saturday?
That's the only way we make money. You think these venues pay us anything?
They would-
No.
yeah.
Merch
Well,
is where you always make your money.
All right. And with Speed, you guys have the VIP, which is $40, which is reasonable compared to other VIP packages. So, our VIP package is still available for next Saturday's show.
There are only 3 left now. We sold 3 already, so there's only 3 left. And the cool thing about these VIPs is they are very, very different from everyone else. I was totally against VIPs. I'm not gonna lie to anybody, and I'll put this out there. I was totally against it because I'm like, I'm not charging someone to meet me and get something signed from me. That's just ridiculous. I'm not gonna do that. So, in order to make it happen, everybody had to agree with me. Like, okay, if we're going to do this, we're going to charge $40 to have a VIP. Then they're going to come on the bus, and we're going to plan a concert set for them. We're not going to meet and greet, shake my hand, and then come out to the merch table after your show, and everybody could have just waited. So we chose 3 songs that we don't play live. We'll probably never play live. And that's the only place that you're going to hear those songs. So to me, it was more worth it doing it that way. I don't like the VIPs where you take photos with the band, and I can't do it. It's not here. It's got to be something more special. So we brought in the.
I still feel like this could be my dear friend Engelbert.
Hey, Bobby, I need you to mute your mic or your TV, buddy.
Do anything, Ken. I'll
That's
be
really
honest.
Not your camera and your mic.
It's the most authentic journey.
Angel, can you help with that?
I got it.
Yeah, let me.
If you go
Okay. Okay, cool. Right on. Sorry, Speed.
narrow,
No, it's all good.
could be for his own
Back.
stupid.
Oh, I didn't mean go away, bro. But like, but anyway, sorry about that, Speed. But yeah, 3 songs that you don't play live that it's just not cut out for the set that you probably won't play live to give it like a different experience.
Yeah, it's a totally different experience. I mean, we've toured with a lot of bands that do the VIPs, and nothing wrong with it, man. If you can do it that way, that's great. I just couldn't do it that way. So we came up with this whole idea of doing 3 acoustic songs that you just won't hear live anymore. And we talk about each one of the songs. We give the whole story behind it. We do a Q&A, and sometimes we'll do a shot depending on your age. So it's like it's a completely different atmosphere than the live show, because the live show, everybody wearing your face, we're kicking you on the chest, kicking you on the face, whatever it takes to get you moving. But here it's kind of like set back. We get to chill out. We get to talk to each other, meet everybody like face to face. Instead of just seeing somebody's name on social media, now you know who that person is, and it's a little bit more personal experience. So,
I honestly think that's a great idea. We just had this conversation on tour about whether or not we should charge VIP, and I'm like, nobody knows us. Like, why are we charging VIP? And then the only, like, I'm with you. Like the other, like, unless you could you're unable to physically meet that many people in a time span where you really have to start limiting. Then I could, like, Korn, for example, or Metallica. I'm sure they can't meet thousands of people that want to meet them every night, even though they probably love to. But yeah, unless you can do that. But I agree, and we actually that's a great idea. We actually have a lot of acoustic stuff we've been sitting on for a Diffused album. That might be a good idea to kind of investigate, like what you're doing, like come see this as a VIP experience where you wouldn't see it any other place. That's a great idea, Speed.
Absolutely, man, and I hope something like that catches on, because I mean, we're not a big band yet. Knock on wood, we're not a big band yet. So, until we get to that level, like you said, where we can't control that many people at one time. I mean, it's unfortunate we can do it on the bus and you can only do 6 people, but it's a little bit more intimate, sometimes a little too close for some people, but it's okay. I'll rub shoulders with anybody. I don't care.
What they call smell-o-vision.
Yeah, but it's a reasonable price as well.
Yeah, we figured $40 isn't bad. I know bands that'll charge you $60 and you come and hang out and take photos with them, and I'm like, bro, I can't do that. More power to you if you can make it happen. I don't feel right taking somebody's money doing that.
That's cool.
Right.
That's smart. I like what you guys are doing. That's cool. It's like offer a little more special, because I completely agree. I see bands like around our level do it, and I'm just like,
Right.
Yeah,
You
when
know.
we did them, we always had like a custom piece of merch that you can't buy.
yeah. Or like something I've worn, like
Yeah.
like a piece of jewelry or something that I've actually worn live or something like that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
special poster that's like signed and things like things that only you can get for that.
It's like one of them or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we do the laminates. We give the laminates away.
Cool.
Those are really cool. And then a set list by the end of the night. We really
No,
do that to make sure everybody stays to the end of the night.
Hey, yeah, no, that's smart. Hell yeah, man.
That's
So, Angel, real quick before I let you continue with this, Speed, I have to ask you a question on that. Because again, this speaks to and Maggie, this is also kind of aimed a little bit at you as well. But Speed, one of the things that you had been focusing on a lot in recent years is keeping your speaking to a minimal pre-show to really be able to keep your voice as strong as possible. And of course, Maggie, that's something that isn't very much for yourself as well, keeping your vocals and your voice in check leading up to that. Speed, with this new VIP program, I understand, of course, with acoustics, they probably are designed slightly differently and maybe a little less strenuous. But how are you looking at that since it's a little bit different from what you were trying to do previously? I have that question going a little bit smoother in my mind. It didn't really translate as well.
No. I totally got you on that. Actually, what I use that for is I'll do a little bit of lip trills, like right before we do the acoustic set, and I use the acoustic set as my warm up.
That's
We
what
always try to schedule it around the same time for that. So, and then as we're done with that, I just continue to talk. I don't continue to work on my vocals at that point. I won't stay on the exercises or anything. I'll do the acoustic set and then I'm warm, so I don't have to do it again.
Oh, cool. Right on.
But yeah, they make me stay on the bus, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm such a social butterfly. It's like, you got to stay in the bus because you talk too much.
No, I get you for sure. And Siren, how about yourself? Like because I mean, everybody present has always been very much about the fans and people and just loving to talk to people and have a good time. But again, there are certain risks that come from overextending a conversation. So how about yourself as well when it comes to keeping that in mind?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to do a whole lot of talking before the show. I generally warm up on my way to a show, and then I just try to keep it limited. And it depends on, it depends on where we are too, because if it's a venue where I know I'm going to run into a lot of people, I'll try to hang back a little bit, and sort of stay out of sight, if you will. But if it's somewhere that's I know is going to be empty, then I you might find me hanging with my band or helping set up or whatever. But yeah, I generally warm up on my way, and then I'm kind of done until we start. I'll say a few things to CM like, hey, get this, hey, put Davey up on the stage or whatever, but other than that, I kind of keep to myself. What are you saying? He's laughing at me. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking of the nebulizer.
Oh yeah. I have a little personal nebulizer. Yeah, right. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I use that too a lot. Especially if if I'm coming off a cold or whatever, then I drink honey pretty much just to make sure my throat is coat. And I have throat coat tea and stuff that's always with me. I always have honey, throat coat tea. If for some reason I have phlegm, I have lemon with me. I'll just straight up bring a whole lemon with me.
Try turmeric as well.
What is it, honey?
Turmeric.
Yeah.
Turmeric.
Yep.
I eat turmeric every day, but are you talking liquid form or what?
Yeah. Well, you have to put it in your tea. Just put the powder in your tea.
Okay.
Shoo, man, that works wonders. And I use the same thing because I learned through my vocal therapist. She was telling me that water, because I'm always drinking water, but she said it takes 4 hours for it to get to your vocal cords. But using a mist or a steamer, it automatically gets to your vocal cords. So your vocal cords, it takes care of the swelling and it moisturizes them so that when as soon as you hit, because when I sing, I don't sing like, woo, I don't do that shit. I'm like, right off the bat. So it's like my vocal cords are like, what the fuck?
When she
Right.
nebulizes, you do silver.
Yeah, I do like colloidal silver. Have you ever heard of colloidal silver?
No.
You can get like Vitamin Shop or any like health or GNC or anything like that, and it's amazing. Like if you have a sore throat, I swear it's almost instant that you can tell the difference.
And what was it called again?
It's colloidal silver.
I'm sexual, right?
It's not sexual.
Can I tell the nebulizer burn story?
Oh my God, that was awful. Sure, go for it.
Night one of a tour, literally, we're at the hotel and she's nebulizing, and it gets. If anyone knows what a nebulizer is, it heats up the water and the silver. The top wasn't attached, built onto her leg.
Oh.
Ready to leave to go to the venue to go on stage. Like literally, they're like, guys, stage time is this time. They're going to start the intro, and we were trying to arrive and go right on the stage because it was a long tour. She burnt a hole in her leg, and
It was
we
like
had
a huge bubble.
Yeah, we had to patch her up, put her in the costume, and then get on stage and do an hour and a half.
Oh
Yep.
my!
By the time I had like a huge blister. Our roadie was so sweet. He was like, "May I clean your wound for you?" I was like, "What the fuck? Where did this guy come from?" He was so sweet. But not the nebulizer is definitely it's life-saving when it comes to especially touring,
Yep. Yeah,
I
because
didn't
usually I don't warm up during tours anymore. Like I'll
Okay.
warm up the first couple of nights, then after that I'm just like, nope, don't need it anymore.
Well, yeah, I would say you don't need it, and sometimes it could even like be detrimental if you're singing and singing. You know what I mean? If you have like night after night, then you might just want to keep quiet.
Yep. I usually drive the most, so I'm like just quiet the whole time.
Yep, same, bro. I drive too. I'm the driver. I always mess with the guys. I'm like, why am I the only one that can drive the fucking trailer? Like, what's wrong with you guys?
Horrible passenger.
I am a horrible passenger. I get motion sickness.
Horrible.
I do. I'm a horrible, horrible passenger. But it made me a great driver, so I'll take it.
Well, with you being a singer, do you let me see if you get treated this way. Like my guys, they'll make me do all the work.
No, I make them do all the work. I mean, but I'm not a little bitch about it. Like, I can carry more than my microphone. Like, and they all know that. Like, I'm down for whatever. Like, I'll load the truck, unload the truck, but then I'm out. Like, then you guys the stage.
And she does loading and stuff, but the show is really based. I mean, let's face it. If she didn't show up, nobody wants to see us three guys on stage. So really, I'm being honest, right? It's based around her. So like being rested, being ready to go on, and also the range of the songs, it's dynamic. So some songs are brutal, like Upon My Life, where it is like raw, and the other songs are high operatic. So it's you got to be like prepared. So we don't mind the brunt of the load just for that reason.
But then I'm a team player, you know. Like I pack up the and I help load the gear in the trailer. Like
you're first out the merch booth with the merch girl.
What about the merch booth?
You're out to the merch booth as soon as we finish stage.
Oh yeah.
Fans and pushing the merch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we take turns being the merch bitch.
Oh, right on.
Nice. Before I kick it back to Angel, Chuck, let me get you back involved in this a little bit, man. So we've been talking a lot about singing and vocals and stuff, but I want to gear it a little bit more towards you. But what do you do when it comes to like warm up? Do you like a little bit of private time, warming up like your fingers, like getting like your guitars set up in certain ways, or are you pretty much just kind of a run and gun?
I don't know. I've always been pretty run and gun. I do like getting my stuff in and getting it like warmed up. Like I don't like my guitar sitting out in the trailer all night. So I like to get stuff in and warmed up. I I'm an organizational guy, so like my guys come to me and they're like, "What are we doing? Where do we load on? Where are we loading off?" kind of thing, you know. So I like to try to have like more so of a plan for everyone, like the escape plan and the load in plan and what that sort of thing, as opposed to, you know, I focus on that more than probably my own personal routine. I just kind of get up there and go. It's like a light switch.
Nice. Right on, man. Absolutely, for sure. Angel, thanks for letting me jump in a little bit, and then I got a little long-winded as usual. But let me kick it back to you, buddy. Why don't you take it away?
Bobby says hello. He said he couldn't stay because he has a 4 a.m. flight to Disney World.
No,
or Disneyland, one of them.
Hey, he might have only been here for a minute, but he left a lasting impression.
That's dedication and sacrifice. And you got to fly to Disney World the next day. I'm just saying.
At 4 a.m. And I knew it was him posting the comments. So that's why I was just trying not to laugh. And I'm like,
Could anybody go to Disney and make it feel like a sacrifice? CM, I don't know if I can picture it that way.
I would, if you're going for Christmas, it just to me is awesome. So enjoy yourself, dude. That's awesome. I can only imagine that's very magical.
Just imagine being the person sitting next to him on a long flight. Imagine those conversations.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I can just imagine how that goes for sure. Go ahead, Angel.
how do you decide what songs you're going to perform?
By the ones that I know how to play.
That's helpful.
I mean, for us, we usually have like we'll work out a set. Like usually the newer material we're trying to get across and promote. And then we try to mix in some of the older ones just to also, you know, let you know about some of the older stuff we have. But yeah, mostly the newer stuff. Occasionally we'll throw in a cover because people like covers. You can relate to covers. So if you're an original band and you're trying to get more people into you, sometimes if you throw a cover out there, that's a way to get them to take another step or two closer because they know the lyrics to that song or whatnot. And then you hit them with your original stuff and you know, hope it sticks. But no, I mean, yeah, that's for us. We usually have a set. So if you ever hear us say we're trying something new for the night, our bass player Donnie lives in Rochester, New York, and so when we say we're doing something new, usually it really is new with the whole band for the first time because we all practice back here in Central PA in Altoona, at my place right here at the Shoebox. So when, you know, Mike and Jeff and I, and so when we do something new, Donnie's only either like, if it's a cover song or an original, he's just heard digital stuff. So when we do it live, it really is for the first time. If we tell you it's for the first time, so that's kind of interesting. But for the most part, we usually like to go in prepared.
For sure.
Yeah, I was just kidding. We'll be prepared, I promise.
Speed, I imagine you guys are definitely prepared.
You guys are going, oh my God, are we playing with some shitty band? What the hell is this guy talking about?
And I imagine with all the costume stuff and the theatrical part of the performance, Illusion of Grandeur, you guys have to be on the ball because there's, you know, you have your set time to worry about, and then how many, you know, like I like that you mentioned how you manage songs, kind of like a 2-minute drill on the clock to, you know, to manage the voice, like the pace of the set. Like, I think that was really cool.
Yeah, no matter what we do with the set, we piss somebody off. Because if you got hardcore fans that show up and they're like, you didn't play it in chronological order. Like, right? Uh-huh. And I've had people say that, like, you come off stage and you're like, what a great night. And they're like, yeah, dude, why didn't you play? And it's like, are you kidding me? But yeah, that happens. So it's hit or miss, but we try and please everybody. We try to do, you'll notice some of the songs are in a certain order and done a certain way. And then like Chuck was saying, we try and throw in new material too. Like we debuted a couple new songs in Mechanicsburg.
Yeah.
Or played live before. And we took them out on into Erie as well and Altoona. We played a brand new song off the Siren Rises album that's coming up called As It All Burns.
Oh yeah.
Brought out Midnight, which we've been dying to play that single since
I'm gonna bring up Brian's favorite. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, it all depends, man. Right, Siren. I mean, you.
Time we have too, like if you know, it depends on how long the set is. It depends on what songs are next to each other. CM will try to kill me sometimes. He tries to put like Prophet and Upon My Life back to back. I just want to punch him right in the face.
Put 70 p.m. back to back, and the drummer and the singer both want to kill me.
Yeah. Like breathe at some point, right? Like,
Nah, yeah, right. Nebula.
Nebula, just nebulize.
It's Nebula. She'll be okay.
I don't know. Everything I do too is like I've done it so many times. Like I could literally probably do this shit in my sleep. Like now I'm not talking about like what I'm singing. I'm talking about like what I'm physically doing.
Yeah.
And see, I'll tell you, he's like, I love doing video of you. He's like, because you do the same shit exactly the same way every time. So if he's editing a video, he's like, I can count on you having done the same move, and it just gets like ingrained in me. I could like do the whole show sleeping, and it would still look the same.
Choreography.
That's called a professional.
Yeah.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah.
I appreciate
The choreography is like that she puts into it, and the band puts it, like we all put into it to like make it cohesive. I believe me, I've never any band I was in before this that was never like a priority. So yeah, and that actually it helps too because everyone here has played live, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, to lie and say some nights are not a shitty night and hit the stage and you're just doing your best to hold it together. But when you're out there and like you kind of know this is what we're going to do, this is the routine, and everybody's kind of doing it and really committed to it, it helps. Like it pushes, it can turn a bad night into a great night. That's, you know, when I look at her, she just hits her mark every time, and it's super impressive.
Yep. I don't care if there's 5 people or 5,000 people. I'm going to play the same show.
Yo, hell yeah, man. That's I always
Play them all like your last because you just don't know, man.
hell
Because you never know when it's going to be your last.
Yeah.
I said that shit, man. People always ask me that. They're like, aren't you scared, or like what are you thinking about right before you go on? I was like, I'm always thinking I'm gonna sing tonight and perform tonight as if this was the last time I was ever gonna get to do it.
Yeah.
Like, why I'm not scared, and that's because other females, they're like, oh, aren't you afraid? I'm like, fuck no, man. I'm like, what if that's the last time I ever get to do it? Like, I need to know that was like all of me is up there. You know, that's cool.
Yeah, I think my adrenaline usually takes over.
Right? Hell yeah. Totally.
Autopilot.
Yep.
You know, just hit you. And some nights you never know. We've had some eventful tour stuff. What was that? We were in North Carolina and we were on a big stage and they didn't light part of the stage and I missed the edge of the stage.
He fell off.
6 feet.
Yeah, he's 6 feet dropped. Like he saved the base though.
I barrel roll, man. I got back up, went right back on the stage. I impressed myself that night.
What else are you gonna do? Make sure you keep
Next line.
get up and keep jamming.
Oh yeah, keep going. But yeah, I mean, you got to hit it, man. It's just that, but the adrenaline speed, you're right. It just takes over and pushes you.
Yeah, that's why I never get nervous anymore.
That right. I'll be backstage like ready to fall asleep, like 25 before we have to go on, and then I'm up there and CM will be like, "You good?" I'm like, "I'm straight. I'll be fine. Like I got." Like.
Yep, been there, done that.
A little self.
I still get a little nervous, but it's a good nervous. Like it's more of an anticipation of the night because I know the guys and I are about to slam one out. You know what I mean? Like it's more of a good nerves, not a worrisome.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are high energy too, so it's like I always enjoy watching you guys play. So it's always like I already know you guys are gonna bring it, so I'm like, fuck, now we gotta step it up a notch because now we got 2 bands we got to compete with.
But that's the great thing, right? Like we all push each other to be our best, and I think that's like that's when the people watching the show get their absolute money's worth. When they come and they see each band just like deliver.
Yes.
Those are the ones that, like, everybody goes to shows, right? But there's still ones that I can remember as a kid going to, as I'm sure all of you can, because all those bands just hit home runs. So it's like, maybe, and I don't say maybe, like we definitely will slam one home, all of us on the 30th. So I'm excited about it.
No, it's great. Every band pushes the next band, and everyone's united and standing there, hanging out, watching, playing, into it. All the audience is into it. Like, those nights are magic. They're great.
Yep.
And this one's gonna be one of those.
That's why I was super excited when everybody came on board with this. I was like, holy shit, now we are gonna end 2023 with a fucking bang.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we definitely got to make sure that we give a shout out to Teresa and stuff for the show and everything. Like, Teresa Lynn, thank you so much for everything on behalf of me and Angel. Thank you so much for the invite.
Right.
I mean, Angel and I talk about it all the time. We're always down for any band, any show, anything. If you want a little extra, like, pop on the mic for intros for bands, we're your boys for it and stuff like that. But me personally, like, I can't just say how stoked I am to literally be hosting a show with my friends and my family, and hopefully, Chuck, now new friends and family with you as well, brother. So, I mean, that's super awesome alone right there that, I get to do that stuff as well. But, Angel, I know we got a couple of Metal Summoner questions that want to get asked to the panel, so let's allow for it. CM, are you still doing okay on time at the moment, buddy?
Yeah, I'm running tight, but I'm digging this configurations because it's like giving me Brady Bunch flashbacks.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking to the side. Okay?
No. Without Bobby, I don't have the one in curls. Go ahead, Angel.
Bobby is on for 4 minutes and we're still talking about it.
I don't do apologies.
Me neither. Okay, Brian wants to know, bring back a musician from the dead and sacrifice one. For example, Adam Levine or Jim Morrison. Just an example. Oh.
Good example.
Oof. Like, I have too much respect.
I know. I don't know if I can do this.
It's okay.
I'm reading Siren's mind right now, and you say it. Just say it.
Oh man. Say what? Are we annihilating country music again?
Well, it's
sure.
I'll say I'll sacrifice Adam Levine.
Okay, there you go.
Taylor Swift, bring back anyone.
Bring back anyone. You're right. You do know me all too well, sir. Yeah.
What's that line? We're gonna go back and find Billy Ray Cyrus and prevent Miley Cyrus. Why?
Benner. No, listen, but
I love Miley Cyrus.
On here. No. I didn't for a really long time. I don't know. I watched her on Joe Rogan and I gained a whole new understanding. So, I'm not as closed-minded as you think, CM. Mr. fucking Dixie chicks over there.
They're garbage.
Falling to the floor.
Huh. Look into that. For me, it was always like, I unfortunately can't do the 1-4-1 because I just have two people that were the two biggest influences in my musical life. So I just do 2 for 2, where I got to have Freddie Mercury back. I have to have Peter Steele back. As far as I'm concerned, by Beyonce and by Rebecca Black.
All right.
Oh, yeah. That's another one. I agree. 100%.
It's not personal to the people I'm executing. I just have no ties, no emotional attachment to what they do. It's not personal to them. It's just not what I'm into.
I'm glad we're like friends and stuff now, or it might be like nixed.
No, you're cool, dude. Like, trust me. It's like, dude, everybody that's ever been on this show, like Angel and I, are all good and open to everybody's influences, no matter how obscure or whatever they might be. Where we could have a person that I would be like, yeah, the person that I would absolutely get rid of is like Justin Bieber and Beyonce, where the person might be like, I honestly get some inspiration out of what that person does. So I don't see it that cool. All good. Me personally, just no particular ties to those cats. So, but everything that built my enjoyment stems in some way back to Typo Negative and Queen.
I'm not sure who I would get rid of, but if I could get Cliff Burton back,
Ooh.
I would take that.
Ooh.
Yeah, Dimebag,
Yep.
Dave, or like the Abbott brothers in general, and or Chester Bennington for me, if we could have any of them back.
My girlfriend would love to hear you say the Chester Bennington thing. She loves her some Chester. And honestly, Angel and I get the Dimebag one a lot, as you can imagine, because that dude, it was Dime. I mean,
Legend.
bro.
There's some really new metal riffs in some of the stuff that he was doing back then. It's like he was definitely above his time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It wasn't even new metal. It was just metal.
It was metal, yeah. Before there was like genres, yeah. He was just riffing the heck out. You know?
Subgenres of subgenres of subgenres of sub.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, before Chester, she would absolutely bring back Jimmy the Rev from Avenged Sevenfold and Joey Jordison from Slipknot. Like those are her guys. Like, you know, first of all, she's right there. So, but those are her cats to bring back instantly.
I was very fortunate enough to meet Chester. We opened up for STP, and when he was filling in STP.
Yeah,
he did it for about a year. It was in Baltimore. It was at the Shindig.
I remember. Yeah,
and we went on right before they came on, and I remember coming down the ramp. And there stood Chester Bennington, and he was like, he looked at me and he was like, "Who in the fuck are you guys?" And so him and I talked a little bit, and he's like, "Hey man, as long as you have a good time, that's all that matters." And I was like, "Well, I'm pretty excited to see you play because I've never seen you step into this." So, but he killed it. Yeah. And I was a couple years later, you know, he was no longer here. So I felt very fortunate to be able to hang out with him and just get to know who he was. So it was really cool.
Yeah, I remember that. I'll tell you, Speed. Yeah, as far as like Baltimore festivals go, I kind of missed that. There was that Charm City Music Festival, and then 3 years of the Shindig, and then it just kind of vanished on us. But that was a cool little thing that we had for a short moment.
Yeah, it was great. It was super great. I mean, even the guys from Godsmack, you know, we've toured with Godsmack, Shinedown, and Disturbed as well. But it was like it really hits home when all this happens, and you realize, man, I was pretty fortunate to actually meet this person, not just be a fan of this person, but actually meet them and talk to them. So
yeah.
As soon as you said Chester Bennington, I'm like, oh shit, that's right.
Yeah. No, absolutely, brother, for sure. Angel, right back up to you, buddy.
Can you talk about the song Crutched Writing Technique and what is it all about?
Yeah, sure. Crutch was different for us. It's and all the new songs you guys, the people that soon that they'll hear is kind of the direction I'm trying to push Silver Tongue in, a little heavier. But Crutch is kind of one of those songs that came about off of a riff. But I was writing these lyrics, and I didn't know why I was writing these lyrics because I'm not a political person. I could give a rat's ass about politics, but this song just came to me like somehow as soon as I read my own lyrics, I went, what the fuck am I talking about? So after I got through it, I was like, oh, it's kind of still on the same, maybe not politically, but it's on the vibe of fake news and stuff like that. So that's kind of, and it was around COVID, so that it kind of came out that way because of all the fake news that everybody got to endure. So that's pretty much where the song was generated from. And it was a weird song for me because I don't write politically or I don't write like that. So great question because it was it's definitely not my norm, which was good because it broke me out of a shell going, oh, wow, I can write like that too. Holy shit. Didn't think I could.
Favorite singers or singers? Doesn't have to be one.
We're talking about people that are gone. Chris Cornell.
I was getting ready to say Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Him, Miles Kennedy is one of my favorites.
Just saw him, man.
Yeah, we actually just hung out with them in August.
Yeah.
In Hershey.
They're a great band. Shoot.
He surprised the hell out of me, and when you see him live, hear his voice, it's otherworldly. Wolfgang Van Halen.
Oh my god, definitely.
Yeah.
That boy's talented.
Well, gotta write that one down. I'm missing out on somebody here.
He is talented.
He good.
Yeah.
He is. It's not that I was surprised. It just he's carrying a lot of weight behind him, obviously.
Yeah.
And then he's just as talented all on his own.
Yeah.
Like if his dad wasn't who his dad was, you'd be like, damn, this guy's amazing. He
I'm
just
probably the nicest person you'll ever meet. Just like
oh,
and just so kind.
I'm in the fridge.
Wow.
I don't know.
I gotta check him out now.
Yeah.
Jonathan Davis is always
Oh, check out Mammoth 2. The second.
really
I all the time. It's got so much happening.
Yeah. Did you see? Yeah, because they just came. I wasn't able to make the show, but they just came through with Nita Strauss. Her solo band was the opening act for that tour.
Yeah, they're doing more in 2024 as well. They just
Nice.
I think it's awesome. It's like it's Nina Strauss, kind of instrumental, bringing all that stuff, and then like Wolfgang Van Halen, Mammoth. It's a really interesting tour instead of just like a lot of bands that are very similar. You're bringing in different things, so when you go in, it's a really cool experience.
Yeah, 100% for sure.
Almost like this show coming up December 30th.
What show would that be?
I think it's at the Tourist Inn. I don't know.
We have a show.
Yeah.
So I heard it was someplace in Pennsylvania, like Hallam or something like that. York, PA.
Tourist. Yeah, Tourist. And it says York, PA, but then it says Hall or something, PA. That's where I was confused with the Google Maps.
Oh.
Hallam, PA, but it's like right outside of York. It's York.
Yeah.
And
No.
yeah,
That's a show with a lot of very cool different bands, man.
Yes.
yeah.
They all rock.
And a co-host named Jay.
And then you get the Metal Summit, which is
Yeah.
Yes.
a treat all in of itself.
Angel, is the cowboy hat going to be there?
Yes, it is. The cowboy hats, the leather pants.
And leather pants. Okay.
The cherry on top.
Nice. Nice. The cowboy hat with leather pants. That means that you, CM and Maggie's drummer and Chuck's drummer all get to go out and go bowling with whatever these attire choices are.
Bowling. I'm trying to get laid.
Between leather pants and fur coats.
Oh my God, pimpin' large, big pimpin'.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I tried out the leather vest thing for the last couple shows.
Mm-hmm.
Christ, I've never sweated so much in my life. Going back to my battle vest.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think we lost Chuck.
Chuck escaped.
I was gonna say I love you all, but I got to wrap up.
No,
it's cool.
No, absolutely, Sam. We can let you. We can let you go for now and make sure that everything gets squared up with Siren and stuff like that. I'll see you next week, though, bro.
All right, guys. Thank you for having us.
Oh, dude, always.
Looking forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
oh, dude, absolutely. No worries. We got a couple of more minutes. I just know that CM has to split to get back on his schedule and everything. But Angel, let's kick it back up to you because everybody else, we definitely want to make sure we free up their evenings.
Rock up, guys. Be well. The oldest ever.
Any fun stories of being on the road?
Huh? I was going to ask Chuck because I seen someone in here. They were asking what was his favorite part of touring with Head PE. I want to hear that myself.
Oh man, we had. Some stories. What happens in the van stays in the van. But honestly, one of my favorite parts of touring with Head PE, it's not really a fun story as much, but it's just like a cool moment. One, I've been watching them guys since before I held a guitar, so just seeing their process. So every day we go into tour the new venue, right? So everybody loads in it too. They have all their techs up, they do their thing, but they don't have practice like we have practice as bands. So they do all their practicing on the during their sound check. So I got to listen to them learn new songs off their CD that they just released during sound check. So I always thought that was, kind of cool. And what was really especially neat about it was their process isn't all that much different than ours, right? So like when we write, we have, I might come in with 2 or 3 riffs that I play a different way. But then Jeff kind of like will organize it how he sees his lyrics, and then that kind of shapes how the drums come in and everything. So it was kind of neat to see that. So yeah, it really wasn't so much a funny story, although we have a couple of those. I have to probably get clearance to share that kind of stuff. But yeah, that was probably one of the coolest moments for me on tour, was just seeing their process every night and learning from that to try to maybe implement that into our own.
Yeah. Work. See, I did the exact same thing every time I go out with nationals. I watch. I sit back and just watch the entire process. That's where I learned that so many bands use backing tracks. Because I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, why do they sound so fucking big? And then I was taught how that was done by being with nationals. I was like, oh shit, now I see what I'm missing out on.
Yep. I don't know. We've been touring for so long. Funny stories, more crazy stories. Like we got stuck in Frankfurt airport. We had to spend the night. We landed. Don't ever take Lufthansa. We landed and we were in like a massive line of people who missed their next flight. And I'm just like you kind of I'm watching people mistakes, like bitching at the people, behind the desk, like they had something to do with the plane not getting in on time. And I watched the lady at the customer service desk just like deny everyone. Like, I don't have to give you another ticket, like I don't have to set you up with a hotel. And I'm just like watching people, and I get up there, I'm like, hey, how are you? Like, listen, this happened. We were on the same flight, just really calm. I'm like, I'm watching everybody fuck up, like bitch at this woman, like she was the pilot or some shit. And you just got to like play cool. And the meanwhile, I got my whole band set up in a free hotel room. She booked our next flight for us. No problem.
There you go.
Being nice will get you everywhere.
Right.
When we were out, like just I think it was, I don't want to misname the place, so I won't. But one of the venues we were at, we were all just hanging out in the lobby, sound checking, and the owner of the place walked by, and he was like, "Oh, who are you?" Obviously checking to see who we were, and I was like, "Oh, we're with the support band. We're hanging out." And he was like, "Oh, you're with these guys? Well, let me just, let me see if we can get you guys a room." And I was like, "That's so cool, because we don't normally even get a room. It's usually stow and go wherever you can find some space." So we thought that was really cool that, the owner was going to search out a room. But not only did they open up the room, they opened up like the entire side building next to the place. So there's like the small walk-in, but they have this huge theater. And they opened up the whole theater just so that we could have access to a couple of the rooms back there. So then, like, after dinner, we're walking back. We went and got some dinner somewhere, as a band. We're walking back, and we hear one of the local bands. I guess they were local, like one of the opening bands, support bands. And they were from, I want to say, like an hour or two away. But in front of the entire line of people standing outside waiting to get in, they were, like, berating the owner because they wanted a room. And I was like, oh, my goodness, like, I would never do this. But like you said, it just goes to show, like, be nice, just be cool, and just be thankful for everything you get, because nobody owes you anything out there.
Oh shit.
So anything you get is a genuine gesture of the good heart, because it's rough.
Feel fortunate enough you get to go out and play our music for other people.
What's that?
Feel fortunate enough that we get a chance to go out and play our music for other people.
Right.
Yep. Seriously.
A lot of bands forget that.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Absolutely. You catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Go ahead, Angel. We're in good shape. Yeah, no worries, man. Absolutely. For sure. So I definitely want to do a couple of, what do we got there? Can you tell me about the names of your band they want to hear about? So Chuck, Siren, Speed, looks like we got a question about where your guys' names came from. Chuck, why don't you kick us off, bro?
Oddly enough, we were hanging out watching the 2009 Jason Friday the 13th movie, and I was like, it was the part of the movie where Jason like gets up, explodes, like he's got the chain around his neck, and she's killing him at the end, and he hits the ground, but without hesitation, he just lunges forward with like the most anger you ever seen to let it out, you know. And I was like, man, if we could just come up with something like that. My wife looked at me and she's like, how about Hate Grenade? And I was like, no way, nobody will ever book us. That's way too heavy. And so then like a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, Jeff actually came to audition for the band, like come to freestyle over some riffs that Mikey and I had thrown down. And one of the riffs in the song Walk Away is the first song we ever wrote and the first song on our Reload EP. He was freestyling over that, and I kind of looked back behind my wife and I was like, wow, this is it. This is the sound, you know. And she's kind of shaking her head. And I started thinking about Hate Grenade, like, man, this matches our sound perfectly. It was just, you know, and the initial reaction to it, we hadn't heard what the music could sound like yet. So finding a name without the music was hard.
Well, mine, I'm gonna age myself here a little bit. So I was like looking for bands on Craigslist, like way back, and every ad I would see, they would all like be like, oh, we're just a band looking to jam, like no illusions of grandeur here. And I'm like, why the fuck not? Like, why wouldn't you? I've always had illusions of grandeur. I've always wanted to like go after this with everything in me. And then I kept saying, I'm like, illusions of grandeur. I'm like, that's a badass band name. And we're throwing it at CM and he's like, that's a mouthful. Like, that's too much. Like, no, I'm like, no, it's not, because it's IOG. Like, you can just, you know. And then it started growing on him. He's like, you know what? I think I like that. I'm like, yeah, it's like larger than life. You know, it doesn't like necessarily peg us into any like genre. You wouldn't hear it and be like, oh, I don't know if that's for me. Be like, what is that? You know, so that's where ours came from. Just good old Craigslist, man.
Wow, that's pretty awesome though. You guys got great stories. Mine's like really lame.
No.
The important thing is it's searchable on Google.
For us, as long as you spell it correctly, you get the right thing. If you just say Silver Tongue, you get something completely different. Ours actually came from when we were looking for. We were rehearsing in my uncle's garage, and we were looking for a name, and everybody was throwing out names, and I was just like, ugh. So we all took a break, and I'm just being a young kid. I'm just sitting there like looking through my uncle's DVDs, and they end up being porns. And I'm like, and I went, I got the name of the band. And everybody's like, what? I said, Silver Tongue. And they were like, dude, that's pretty cool. And I'm like, no, it's a porno. What are you talking about? So that's where the name came from. I just didn't like the spelling. So I had to use the TUNG, you know, the Korean mafia, the tongues.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like we're named after a porno flick.
Dude, there's some exactly, Angel. Dude, there's something to be said for that, Speed.
Yeah,
I don't know. Theirs was so much
That's
better.
a great story.
At least they have integrity in how they found their name. For me, it's like, you low life son of a bitch.
Yeah, but you should go back and watch me and Angel's like first interview with the guys from Kick and Valentina, because we brought that up about how they got their name, and it was from like theirs was like a hooker or porn reference also.
Yeah, this was like a 1980s something porn or something. I was like, Silver Tongue. Oh wow, whoa.
At least you guys keep yourselves properly shaved, I suppose.
Yeah. Won't let out too many secrets.
Exactly. I
don't sweat as bad.
That's the upper level VIP that fans can sign up for if they know how to do it. No, for sure, absolutely. Right back to Angel. Do we have anything left on the board, my friend? We're in good shape. No worries, man. Absolutely. We definitely don't want to chew up too much of your time, but Speed, Siren, Chuck, we can't appreciate you guys enough for taking time out of your evening. Speed, Siren coming back on the show, and Chuck, you being down to come on the show for the first time and rock out with us. So we definitely appreciate you guys for sure.
No problem, man. Thanks so much for having us.
Definitely, absolutely. So so before I kick it back to the guests, real quick, Metal Summoners, you can catch all with all 5 of us, but 6 of us, including CM, and as well as the full bands. You're going to be able to catch all of us next week, December 30th in York, PA, at Tourist Inn for the New Year's Bash, the end of the year bash, put on by Teresa Lynn. Thank you again so much for not only the invitation for myself and Angel, but also putting together 3 badass bands to perform for all of you fans. Definitely make sure that you're coming out to rock out. Myself and Angel will be hosting the show, so you'll get to see us throughout. We're going to have merch. The bands are going to have merch. Please make sure that you spend money on those guys. They're on the roads. They're doing everything to continue to bring live music to you guys. But real quick, Chuck, I'm going to start with you. Siren, why don't you pick it up? And then Speed, why don't you close it out? Please, guys, plug your socials, your merch. Where can you guys be found?
HateGrenade.com. You can check it out on any major the digital networks, Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. But yeah, HateGrenade.com is a great place to start. It'll get you pointed to all the right directions.
Yep, we're kind of the same boat. IOGmusic.com. It leads you to all of our social media links. We're on iTunes. We're no longer on Spotify. There's a few songs, but yeah, we don't rock Spotify anymore too much. But we're on YouTube. We're on iTunes. We're on Bandcamp, Amazon Music, all of the other large platforms, and Facebook and Instagram, and of course all that, TikTok, Twitter.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you can go to silvertongue.com. That's silvertung.com. And you can check us out there. Or you can go to our link tree, which gives you everything.
Absolutely, for sure, 100%. You can find anything through the Metal Summit for us. You can find Angel on Angel Alamo 78 on Instagram, as well as his personal pages on Facebook. You can find me at Just a R&R Junkie on Instagram. You can find my Salem J Musicians page as well on Facebook. You can also find my personal page as well. And we will have merch as well. We're going to have T-shirts. We're going to have patches. We're going to have postcards and posters. We're very, very super stoked to be able to have a table courtesy of Teresa that's allowing me to put up a table as well, right along with everything else. So make sure that you guys, though, do lots of shopping at Hate Grenade, lots of shopping at Illusions of Grandeur, lots of shopping at Silvertongue. We appreciate those guys so much. Again, on behalf of Speed with Silvertongue, the Siren and the Archangel representing Illusions of Grandeur, and Chuck, of course, representing Hate Grenade. We can't appreciate them any more than we do. We can just keep letting them know all night long, because they didn't have to say yes to joining us on the episode, so we really appreciate them. Again, thank you so much to Teresa. And on behalf of myself and Angel, we appreciate you guys, as always, tuning in every week and rocking out. Thank you so much for checking out this double edition of the Metal Summit. And again, thank you so much to Blake and Awaking the Giant for kicking off the episode tonight and really rocking out with us as well. So thank you so much, Metal Summoners. We appreciate you guys. And again, thank you so much for supporting these bands, supporting everybody, and we really had a great time. We hope that you guys all had a great time watching. And again, Speed, Siren, and Chuck, we appreciate you guys as well, and we hope that, again, that you guys had a great time, that you felt respected, you liked the questions that were asked, and you felt that this was worth your time. That's the biggest thing that always matters to me and Angel, is how you guys feel about the episode.
Yep. And thank you guys so much for having us, and I look forward to seeing everybody.
Hell yeah, man. We can't wait.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys are getting out if you guys are able. If anybody who's not able to make the Tourist Inn show, but are able to see either any of these guys' bands leading up to them, make sure you guys are getting out to support. But definitely make sure that you're checking them out in 2024. We got to keep this live music train on the tracks and keep it rocking and rolling. So again, thank you guys so much, Metal Summoners. Have you guys a fantastic weekend. We'll see you guys in a week for a brand new episode of the Metal Summit, and we'll see you guys in a week and a half to rock out at Tourist Inn with Illusions of Grandeur, with Silvertongue, with Hate Grenade. It's going to be a blast. So Metal Summoners, have yourselves a great week. Have a great weekend. We'll have a guest announcement for next week's episode over the weekend, and have yourselves an absolutely fantastic time. Be good to each other, be good to yourselves, and just enjoy yourselves. Have a very great holiday, a great Christmas. Spend time with your families, spend times with the people you love, the people that love you, and just have yourselves a great one. Again, on behalf of Silver Tongue, Illusions of Grandeur, Hate Grenade, and the Metal Summit, we appreciate you guys. Take care. See you in a week. As always, you've been watching the Metal Summit.